Hi, so this is just a short video for a little bit of movement for the eyes. We tend to perhaps spend a lot of our time moving our heads and not really moving the eyeballs and the eye sockets, and the eyes connect deep back into the head, connect with other muscles and nerves. And if we're not moving our eyes much, then these muscles and nerves can get a little bit tight, maybe feeling a little bit stuck, and that can feed into the tissue further down through the back of the neck and further into the body. So it's really good to make sure that we're looking after the eyes as well as the rest of the body, really. So we're just going to do a couple of exercises seated, and then we're going to come onto the mat and do a little bit of eye exercises lying down as well. So our first exercise works a little bit more sort of the inner muscles of the eyes, and we're going to use our two index fingers. We're going to have them just a little distance away from each other, but directly in front of us. So we're going to just take our attention and look towards the index finger closest to us. The back index finger will go a little bit out of our vision, and then we take our eye gaze and the vision to the back finger. So we're not moving the head at all here, we're just focusing the eye gaze to the front index finger, to the back index finger, again front index finger, back index finger. So just work with that to start with. Just changing the attention, the index finger closest to us, the index finger further away. Okay, so resting there for a moment. Again, keeping the eye gaze directly ahead. We're going to bring the palms together in front of the body, and this is a little bit more a peripheral vision check. So we're just going to start to wiggle our fingers, and as we do, we're going to open the arms and start to open them out towards the sides. Keep the fingers wiggling, keep the eye gaze straight ahead, so we're not changing where we're looking, and we're just seeing where we can keep seeing our fingers wiggling. Take them maybe just slightly out of the peripheral vision, and then bring them back, and just notice where you start to see the fingers wiggling again. And again, just working the arms, keeping the fingers wiggling, bringing them all the way back to the front of the body. Again, keep the fingers wiggling, opening out. Lovely. Again, take them perhaps just out of the peripheral vision, bring them back into your peripheral vision, just being aware of where that might be. And then we keep the fingers wiggling, we bring them all the way back together. We'll just do that once more. So again, just opening, keeping those fingers wiggling, keep the eye gaze straight ahead, all the way to where we perhaps can't see them. Bring them back into the vision, and then bring them all the way to the front of the body again, and then just let the arms rest for a moment there. So our next one, we're going to do seated, but we're going to repeat it when we come to the mat. So you could use a pen, or you could again just use your index finger, and you're going to bring the index finger just in front of you. Imagine if you had a clock directly in front of you and your index finger is at the center of the clock. So we're just going to follow the finger, and we're going to just start working sort of around the clock a little bit. So again, keep the head completely still. We're just going to take the finger across towards one side of our clock, come back to center, say to the 9 o'clock maybe, or the 3 o'clock, come back to center, take it across to the other side of the clock, come back to center. Move the finger up towards the 12 o'clock position, don't move the head, come back to the center of the clock, take it down towards the 6 o'clock, keeping the head still, come back to the center of the clock. Take it onto a top diagonal on one side of your clock, come back to center, take it to the opposite bottom diagonal of your clock, come back to center. Go to the opposite top diagonal this time, back to center, down to that opposite bottom diagonal, come back to center. Switch fingers, other index finger. So again, take the finger across to one side of your clock, to the 3 or 9, back to center, to the other side again, make sure the head's not moving, come back to center. Take the finger up towards the 12 o'clock position, come back to center, down towards the 6 o'clock, come back to center. It doesn't have to be a big movement, up to top diagonal on one side. Again, watch the head doesn't move, tendency might be to move it there, back to the center, to that opposite bottom diagonal, come back to center, up to that top diagonal on the other side this time, back to centre, down to the opposite diagonal, and again come back to centre, and then just rest for a moment there. We're going to come down to our mat. We're going to repeat those exercises. So when you come down, just make sure you've got a little bit of support for your head if you need it. You could do these exercises lying on your bed if it's not kind of comfortable for you to lie on the floor. And you want to just be as comfortable down on the mat as you possibly can, or on your bed as possible. So you might want the knees bent, you might want to have the legs lengthening. But obviously once we're lying down, the head's not got as much chance to be moving, so we can really make sure that we're moving the eyeballs in the eye sockets. So again, we're going to imagine that clock now on the ceiling above us. Keeping the head still, we're going to do those same points that we just did. So we're going to take our eye gaze across to perhaps the 3 o'clock, come back to centre, take the eye gaze across to the 9 o'clock, come back to centre, up to our 12 o'clock position, back to centre, down to the 6 o'clock position, come back to centre, go up to the top right diagonal of your clock, come back to centre, down to the bottom left diagonal of your clock, come back to centre, up to that top left diagonal of your clock, come back to centre, down to the bottom right diagonal of your clock, come back to centre. Once more with that same exercise. So again, taking the eye gaze across to the 3 o'clock, back to centre, to the 9 o'clock, come back to centre, looking up to the 12 o'clock, come back to centre, down to the 6 o'clock, come back to centre, that top right diagonal, back to centre, down to the bottom left diagonal, come back to centre, up to that top left diagonal, come back to centre, down to the bottom right diagonal, come back to centre. Now we're going to move our eyes around the points of the clock. So again, keeping the head still, we're going to look up to our 12 o'clock position. We're going to take our eye gaze over to 1 o'clock, to 2, to 3, down to 4, to 5, to 6, to 7, to 8, to 9, to 10, 11, 12, come back to the centre of the clock. And just noticing whether, taking our eye gaze around the clock, if there's any part of that that feels a little bit difficult for us, maybe in that area the muscles might be a little bit tighter. So it's just having that awareness. We're going to go back the other way. So again, head still, looking up to 12 o'clock, over to 11, to 10, to 9, to 8, to 7, to 6, to 5, to 4, to 3, 2, 1, 12. Come back to the centre of the clock. So obviously you can do a few repetitions of that if you would like to. We're going to go on to another exercise now. So what we're going to do is just bring our hand to cover over one eye. So it hopefully just brings us to a little bit more awareness of the eye that's uncovered. And you can work eyes open, or you can work with both eyes closed if you wish to. So I'm just going to cover over the right eye and just relax into the body. And I like to work with both eyes closed. So on my left side, I'm going to imagine my left eyeball as if it's a paintbrush. And I just want to feel like I'm painting the inside of my skull with that paintbrush. So it might be quite long strokes up and down. It might be quite short strokes. You can vary the direction. You could go side to side. But just try and cover as much of the inside of the skull with paint as you can. So it's quite hopefully a soft movement. Again, the head stays still. You could paint in little circles if you wanted to. Take it back in the other direction. So just play with it really, and just see how that feels for you. Bring the hand over, cover that eye that you were just working on, uncover the other one. We'll do the same on the other side. And again, just noticing as you work, is it as easy moving one eye, painting the skull, as it is to the other side? So again, you could do big long strokes up and down. You could do much shorter strokes. You could go side to side. But again, try and cover as much surface area of the inside of the skull as you can. Little circles maybe. Back the other way. Again, just explore how that feels for you, how much movement you can feel in and around the eyeball, moving in the eye socket. And then when you're ready to, just let your eyes and your hands rest. And from there, we can just come onto our side and come up to a seated position and just see how that feels. Hopefully in time, if there is restriction and tightness there, it will ease off a little bit. But hopefully that's just giving you a few little tools to work with to keep your eyes moving and the tension out of the head and the neck, hopefully. All right, see you next time.